Guys, welcome back. It's a bright sunny morning and we are here for the first look of Eiffel Tower. And here we are. Isn't it beautiful? There was a perfect sunshine right behind the tower and the view was amazing early in the morning. So here I am at the picturesque spot where I started early in the morning at around 8, and it was a beautiful sunrise with the view of the tower and had a perfect picture. From here onwards I had a guided bus tour throughout the city with detailed explanation about the monument.
1900s for the radio and 1950 for television. Okay, so we are 68 million of inhabitants in France, and Paris, inside of the ring road called the Périphérique, has only 2.5 million, with the small suburbs 20 kilometers, and works in the capital. On the left hand side, this is a building from 1955, the Economical and Social Council of France. That's why you see we are going down from the hill Chaillot, where we have that you see in the middle the Palace of Chaillot. On the right hand side, this is actually an aquarium, which is practically new here, with remarkable fish, exotic fishes, and also sharks. And you see now the perspective of the Palace of Chaillot, built for the World Exhibition, high schools, and also the oldest district called the Latin Quarter. On the left hand side you see the remarkable limestone building, and you can also notice that engraved you have the name of the architect and the date of the building. And be careful on the next street. If you are very quick you can have a very nice shot of the tower, and you have to do like the Japanese, click 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 here on the left hand side. And at the bottom of the first floor, engraved in golden. And also Paris is divided into 20 districts called arrondissements. If you have a map or you can follow on internet, we have the number 1 close to Châtelet-Les Halles in the heart of Paris, in the middle, and it goes like a snail until the 20th. And each district has a highlight, as a monument or a street that you can, when you talk with the Parisians, always understand where you are. So number 1 is Châtelet-Les Halles, because we have also the metro stations. Number 2 is the exchange departments, the artillery and the cavalry. 18th century, commissioned by the King Louis into La France. On the right hand side, 1972, it's the UNESCO building, the United Nations for the Education and Sciences in the world. On the left, this is, can you just, on the left hand side, you can see the facade, the main facade of the military academy, and that Eiffel thought to put the tower exactly in the middle of the... Napoleon, our emperor, was used to also study and became a caporal at the age of 20. Invalides belonging to the Hôtel des Invalides. So etymologically, hotel is a guest house to welcome the people, like when you go on holidays. But it's also the meaning of hôpital. An hôpital is a guest house for the sick people. In French, hospital. And at the top, the lanterne. Everything that you see gold in Paris is gold leaf. It's real pure gold. And on the cupola you see the trophies. The trophies, they are actually the equipment of the soldiers. You can see the helmets and the shape of the sword, which are St. Louis and also Joan of Arc. So it's no more it's always an hospital for the French veterans. Hope, and it's Auguste Rodin with his girlfriend Camille Claudel. This is the Museum Rodin on the right hand side. And we are approaching the main facade of the Hôtel des Invalides with the Esplanade on the left hand side. In the middle of the corpse of the building you see the Tympanon with on a horse our King Louis XIV. That was at the 17th century, was born in 1638 in Saint-Germain-en-Laye, outside of Paris, and died in Versailles at the age of 77 in 1715. And you see the gate over there completely also repainted with the coat of arms of the Bourbon family. As we had 5 families of the King of France, so we begin after the Roman time with the Merovingians and Clovis, our first king, with his wife Clotilde, 496-500. Then we had at the 8th century, on the left-hand side, the big palace, le Grand Palais, with the architecture of stones, iron and glass. And on the other side, in front of it, the small palace, which is now the Museum of the Fine Arts. On the right-hand side, this is actually a station for the buses going to the airport, Air France to Roissy in the north of Paris and Orly in the south. And coming next, an hotel particulier also, it's here that we have the Ministry of the Foreign Affairs, where took place the COP21 with Obama and concerning the ecology. So as a city of perspectives that wanted to have Haussmann, on the left-hand side, you may see also the Concorde Square that we will go to see later on with the Champs-Élysées, and the 2 big buildings over there, the Ministry of the Museum of the Navy and the Ministry of the Navy, and on the other side, the 5-star Hotel de Crillon. On your right-hand side, we have the first part of our parliament, the National Assembly, with 588 deputies. L'Assemblée Nationale, it's a building from the military academy with the 4 statues of different prime minister of our history. And we are here now, 2.5 kilometers one way, 10th century, a bishop that you will see later on also the church, Saint-Germain-des-Prés, and that's why we kept his name for the boulevard. On the right-hand side, as I told you on the left bank, we have a lot of ministries, and this is the Ministry of the Armies that we have. And also you can notice and see the beautiful limestone buildings also, and the limestone is coming from the quarries of Montmartre, where we have at the top the famous church of the 19th century, the Sacré-Cœur. So if you want to go there, you have or to take the metro, or to go walking, or with laser, or with water, with a car share on the left. Always on the Boulevard Saint-Germain, we are here on the 7th district belonging to the Eiffel Tower. On the right-hand side is going to the 14 Montparnasse, and coming with all our universities, and especially the 2 philosophers, Jean-Paul Sartre and Simone de Beauvoir, that were staying on the... And Les Deux Magots, where they had their office with the students. On the left-hand side, this is the famous, one of the oldest church, 11th, 12th century Romanesque and Gothic, Saint-Germain-des-Prés. From the fields. On the right-hand side, we have a statue of Diderot, 18th century, the philosopher that actually founded the first dictionary called the Encyclopédie. And you can also notice on the left-hand side the architecture of the Middle Ages. Before, these houses, they were half-timbered houses in wood, and they were covered with cement at the 18th century. It's here also on the right-hand side. If you all our universities. On the right-hand side, this is the inside of the Museum of the Middle Ages. Now they are the Roman bath, but it's a building from the 16th century that was belonging to the bishops of dated from the 12th. It's the University Sorbonne, 12th century. You see the flags on the right-hand side, the Sorbonne University for literatures and philosophy and philology. And on the left-hand side, 16th century, also created by Francis I in competition with the Sorbonne. It's the French College, le Collège de France, also for philosophers. And here, 18th century again, Louis XV, that the Pantheon. Pantheon in Greek means the temple of gods, where are buried all the personalities that took care of the glory of France. Means our philosopher, Voltaire, Rousseau, Pierre and Marie Curie. We have Jean Moulin from the French Resistance, and the last one 2 years ago was Josephine Baker. You see, we have the columns with the Corinthian capitals of the Greek architecture, the Pantheon. Up on the hill where we are here, Sainte-Geneviève, it is called La Montagne, the Mont Sainte-Geneviève. A big building on the left to your right, which is called the Library Sainte-Geneviève, with all the names of the mathematicians. Sainte-Geneviève, that was shot midnight in Paris. You know, at midnight when the main actor was waiting for the car, it was here. Beautiful 16th century Renaissance church among the 200 churches. Firemen, and it is also here in the Latin Quarter, the 5th district on your right hand side, Rue Monge, that we have again at the 19th century discovered 18th century, you see, with the coat of arms of the noble family. But it's here that we have also the universities from the new Sorbonne called Jussieu for mathematics and sciences. Actually, the tower that you see on the right hand side was commissioned by the President Pompidou in 1970. Touristical staff. So on the left bank where we are, and you will see after the Saint Louis, the City Island, we have 36 bridges in Paris. Islands, the City Island and the Saint Louis Island. On the left hand side, it's always the Latin Quarter. And here, masterpiece of the Gothic art, the two towers from the symmetry and harmony of the Gothic that began here in the region of the island of France where we are. It is called they will rebuild the steeple in the middle. They put the stained glass window down. You see the flying buttresses. The nave is 80 meters long, the tower 60 meters high. We see the front facade and the transept. Also a lot of scaffolds everywhere all around. And on the square in the middle, at the top of the bells then, with the gargoyles. You probably saw the movie Notre Dame de Paris, following the the work of Victor Hugo, 19th century. On the square in front of Notre Dame, it's a statue of Charlemagne, 8th century, the Carolingians that actually founded the school. And the building that you see there, the beam from the half-timbered houses. So on the left, the Latin Quarter, very narrow streets. The street of the cat that fish, for example, that's the name on the left-hand side. It's like a trap during the Middle Ages. On the City Island, on the right-hand side, the big building that you see, it's the police commissioner building, where the Parisians, they can get their ID. Commissioned by Saint Louis. We have le Palais de la Conciergerie, the Palace of the Conciergerie, the first king's residence from the 6th century. On the left-hand side, the Saint Michael, the Archangel statue with the square of Saint Michael. So the Palace of the Conciergerie was also, during the Second World War, the headquarters of the Germans. That's why you may see some traces of the bullets on the wall. And it's there that from the 6th century until the 12th, the kings were living. Means the Merovingians, the Carolingians, the Capetians. And then, and Henry IV, that you see the statue on it, he had the Second Republic and a small revolution. 3 days called the Three Glorious Days, the 27, 28, 29 July 1830. That's why we have the column of the Bastille with the small angel over there. That's a symbol of this revolution, and the Second Republic. And then the last king of France from 1838 to 48 was Louis Philippe. And it's him that asked the permission to the British to have the body pack. And on the right hand side, in the courtyard, you have the glass pyramid of Yao Ming Pei, the entrance and exit of the museum. It's the statue in gold leaf of Joan of Arc, the patroness saint of France. Maybe you can have also a look on the glass pyramid on the right hand side from Yao Ming Pei 1990. And now we will cross the Rue de Rivoli, belonging to the Grand Hôtel Intercontinental, and the Grand Boulevard of the Madeleine Church, Avenue George V and Champs-Élysées. And it's Avenue Montaigne that we have most of our designers, means Dior, Gucci, Vuitton, Chanel, that you will see the windows and facade. Loewe, Yves Saint Laurent, Fendi, Acris. Ferragamo, Jimmy Choo, Dior on the left. Yeah, exclusive. Latoya. Oh. Paco Rabanne. New Saint Laurent Valentino. That's also new on the left hand side with a glass balls. It's a Vuitton belonging to Bernard Arnault, the richest person in France. The Plaza Athénée 5-star hotel, also very famous for movies. Valentino, comedy studio, the theater. Okay, dann einmal rum, ja, und weißt du Bescheid, okay? So this is the Alma Square. Alma in Spanish means soul. You see in front of you the So I hope you enjoy your day in Paris. And maybe you will have a cruise also. Nice to see the buildings along the River Seine. Here? No? So, I thank you very much. Have a pleasant day and God bless you. Thank you. Bye-bye.